So, what happens when California, under Governor Gavin Newsom, tells you everything is safe while ICE is arresting truck drivers on the highways? 17,000 commercial licenses are getting axed, and Donald J. Trump is letting federal agencies drop the hammer? Well, because this is exactly where we are right now. Now, if you live in California or your groceries, packages, or family drive through it, you're already paying the price. High taxes, broken roads, rising insurance, and now a trucking system that federal audits say never should have existed in the first place. Now, this is not rumor. This is not partisan spin. This is the California DMV admitting thousands of commercial driver's licenses were issued to people who never should have had them. Meanwhile, ICE launches Operation Highway Sentinel and starts making arrests right on the roads. Now, here's where it gets even worse. As the scandal explodes, Sean Duffy at the U.S. Department of Transportation, he steps in and he says the quiet part out loud. Comply or California loses millions in federal funding. Now, that's not politics. That's leverage. And it's happening because safety was ignored, rules were bent, and the public was kept in the dark. So tonight, I want you to stick with me because this story is not just about licenses or trucks. This is about why the system collapsed, who tried to cover it up, and why this time the federal government didn't blink, because California thought it was safe, but it wasn't. And now everyone's finding out at once. Now, before we continue, today's video is sponsored by Noble Gold Investments. So the story starts in California under Governor Gavin Newsom, where state leaders insisted everything was safe and it was under control. But what we're seeing right now proves that this wasn't just one mistake. This was a chain reaction, failure that finally slammed into federal reality. Now, at the center of this collision is the California Department of Motor Vehicles, okay? Quietly issuing commercial driver's licenses while federal standards were completely ignored. Now, that negligence, this didn't stay buried in paperwork. It rolled onto the highways, ports, and supply routes all across the United States. So once ICE began making arrests and audits went public, President Donald J. Trump, he didn't step back. He leaned in. California tried to shield a broken system, betting federal enforcement wouldn't push back, but that bet failed. And when enforcement, audits, and funding pressure converged, the entire scheme collapsed at once. Now, the headline number shocked people for a reason. 17,000 commercial driver's licenses. Now, that's not a rounding error. That is not a clerical mistake. That is a system that's operating outside the guardrails for years. Now, federal audits flagged that the California DMV had already been issuing CDLs to individuals who didn't meet basic federal requirements. And in some cases, drivers could not even read English. In others, they couldn't read road signs. Yet, they were cleared to haul massive rigs across interstate highways. Now, this wasn't confusion over rules. The rules were already in existence. California simply didn't enforce them. And for a very long time, no one forced the issue. Now, that changed when federal regulators and ICE compared notes. Once arrests started, the scale became undeniable. 17,000 licenses meant 17,000 opportunities for disaster. Now, this wasn't paperwork gone wrong. This was compliance abandoned, accountability deferred, and public safety pushed aside until Washington finally said enough. And stories like this are exactly why so many people feel uneasy right now. I mean, look, New Year's resolutions sound great on January 1st, but by January 10th, most of them are already gone. But there is one resolution that actually matters this year: getting your finances in order. So when systems fail, when governments stall, when safety and accountability finally break down, people realize something fast. Growth alone is not enough. You need balance. You need protection. That's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. For over a decade, Noble Gold has helped everyday Americans add physical gold and silver to their portfolios. Assets that aren't tied to political chaos, market swings, or bureaucratic mistakes. And if that sounds complicated, it's not. It starts with a very simple conversation about your goals. No pressure, no gimmicks, just clear answers and strategy that's built around you. Now, if you've been putting it off, make this the year that you stop waiting. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Click the link down below in the description down below. All right, so let's get back to what just happened next, because once this moved from paperwork to public safety, things escalated real fast. So here's the part that should make every viewer stop and think. Public safety was the very first thing that was sacrificed. Not politics, not budgets, lives. Federal audits and enforcement actions showed that many CDL holders approved by the California Department of Motor Vehicles could not even read English well enough to understand road signs, emergency warnings, or dispatch instructions. Some could not communicate with law enforcement after crashes. Others couldn't follow basic safety protocols. Now, these weren't compact cars. These were fully loaded tractor trailers weighing tens of thousands of pounds, barreling down interstates through neighborhoods and across state lines. The result? Overturned rigs, multi-vehicle pileups, supply chain chaos, and in some cases, fatalities. Now, this wasn't paperwork sitting in a filing cabinet. This was a danger moving at highway speeds. And while California officials downplayed concerns, the damage was already done. Once unsafe drivers were on the road, well, there was no quiet way to undo it. That's when the federal government stepped in because waiting longer was not an option. So the moment that this story went from bad to explosive was ICE launching Operation Highway Sentinel. Now, this wasn't random enforcement. It was targeted, coordinated, and fast. ICE agents began stopping commercial vehicles, verifying identities, and cross-checking CDL records against immigration status and federal compliance rules. What they found confirmed the worst fears. More than 100 illegal alien truck drivers were arrested, not at the border, but on U.S. highways, actively hauling freight. That is when California's narrative collapsed. So once arrests started piling up, it became impossible to claim that this was hypothetical risk. These drivers were real. They were operating real trucks, and they were on the road because state systems failed. The speed of the enforcement shocked Sacramento. ICE didn't hesitate because they couldn't. The evidence was already there. And once arrests hit the headlines, Washington moved next because enforcement was only the beginning. So as enforcement ramped up, another reality surfaced fast. ICE agents were operating in openly hostile territory. In parts of California, sanctuary policies didn't just discourage cooperation, they actively painted targets on federal officers. Agents involved in Operation Highway Sentinel, they began wearing masks, not for optics, but for safety. Their identities were being circulated online. Their families were at risk. This wasn't speculation. This was a response to threats and intimidation. So instead of condemning the danger, California officials did the opposite. Some pushed to force ICE agents to unmask, arguing transparency while ignoring the reality on the ground. That move wasn't about accountability. It was about pressure. So by fighting ICE protections, California wasn't defending civil liberties. It was escalating a confrontation with federal law enforcement. And in doing so, it sent a very clear signal. Enforcement would be resisted, even if it means putting officers in harm's way. Now, that resistance, it triggered the next escalation. And this one hit the budget. Enter Sean Duffy and the United States Department of Transportation, and this is where California's options narrowed fast. After reviewing the CDL's failures and ICE enforcement findings, Duffy made it clear California's noncompliance put federal transportation funding at risk. Not symbolic money, real money, hundreds of millions of dollars that are tied to highways, infrastructures, and safety programs. Now, this wasn't punishment, it was leverage. Federal dollars come from federal rules, and California had ignored them. Now, for the first time, Sacramento faced a consequence it could not spin away. California blinked, but only partially. Promises were made, deadlines were floated, but full compliance still didn't happen. And that hesitation mattered because once funding becomes the pressure point, every delay looks intentional. And Washington was already watching closely. So after arrests, audits, and funding threats, California Department of Motor Vehicles still didn't move decisively. Instead of immediately revoking the non-compliant CDLs, California announced a 60-day delay. Now, on paper, it sounded administrative, but in reality, it kept unsafe drivers on the road. That delay mattered. Every extra week meant more freight moved by drivers who never should have been licensed under federal rules. It also signaled something else to Washington: resistance. Not confusion, resistance. Officials argued that they needed time to review cases, but the federal audits had already done that work. The rules were clear, the violations were documented, and the only thing missing was enforcement at the state level. So by stalling, California wasn't buying time. It was testing federal resolve. And with ICE still active and funding on the line, that test only set up the next confrontation. So as sitting president, Donald J. Trump made his approach clear. Enforcement comes first. Politics comes last. When state leaders refuse to enforce the law, the federal government will. Under Trump, immigration enforcement wasn't framed as rhetoric. It was framed as public safety. Unsafe trucks on the highways, they're not abstract, they're immediate. This is why ICE operations continued even as California delayed. But enforcement wasn't the only tool. Funding became the second lever. Federal dollars that are tied to safety, infrastructure, and compliance, they weren't guaranteed, they were conditional. And Trump was willing to use that leverage openly. So this wasn't about punishing California voters. No, it's not about punishing California voters. It's about forcing a decision at the top. Comply or lose control of the narrative and the money. Now that strategy put Sacramento in a corner, and the rest of the country took notice. So the reason this story exploded overnight is simple. California isn't just any old state. This is the nation's largest economy, a logistics hub, a model that other blue states quietly follow. So when ICE arrests truck drivers on California highways and the California DMV admits thousands of licenses never should have existed, every governor, carrier, and insurer pays attention. Media panic followed because the implications were immediate. If California's system failed, how many other states cut corners the same way, right? I mean, look, trucking companies began reviewing compliance. Insurance underwriters reassessed risk. State DOTs started checking their own books. And Washington noticed too. Under Donald J. Trump, federal agencies moved in sync. Audits, enforcement, and federal pressure all aligned. The message was unmistakable. This wasn't isolated, it was precedent setting. So once the first arrest hit the wire, the question wasn't, is this real? It was, who's next? And so this is why this went national and why it did not slow down. So why did it even reach this point? Because incentives were upside down. In California, political leadership under Gavin Newsom, they prioritized sanctuary optics over compliance math. Enforcing federal standards risked backlash. Ignoring them bought time until it didn't. Stopping fraud threatened systems that were built on quiet non-enforcement. Once rules are applied evenly, the numbers change. This is why the state defended a broken process for so long. Acknowledging failure meant admitting that the policy just didn't work. So when ICE connected CDL abuse to public safety and Sean Duffy tied compliance to funding, the system snapped. It couldn't absorb scrutiny, enforcement, and financial pressure all at the same time. So this was not an accident. This was a predictable outcome of deferred accountability. And so once the first piece fell, the licenses, the rest followed fast. California didn't lose control all at once. It lost it because it just refused to act earlier. If California continues to delay full compliance, the next phase is predictable and far more disruptive. Federal escalation doesn't start with speeches, it starts with actions. ICE operations would expand, not contract, targeting additional logistics corridors, ports, and distribution hubs that are tied to non-compliant carriers. And at the same time, the U.S. Department of Transportation under Sean Duffy has the authority to freeze or even redirect funding tied to safety violations. Now that pressure compounds quickly. State budgets tighten, infrastructure projects stall, and insurers raise their rates. Now for Gavin Newsom, the political cost rises with every delay. Each stalled revocation reads as defiance, not diligence. And under Donald J. Trump, Washington has shown that it will not wait forever. Stalling only guarantees more scrutiny, more enforcement, and fewer exits. So this is the message every other sanctuary jurisdiction needs to hear clearly. California is the test case. So what happens here sets the template nationwide. If the largest blue state can't shield noncompliance from audits, enforcement, and funding pressure, smaller states won't be able to either. Governors watching this unfold, they understand the stakes. CDL programs, licensing standards, and enforcement gaps, they're now under a microscope. So once ICE proved that it would enforce on highways, not just at the borders, the rules changed. Quiet workarounds became liabilities overnight. Under Donald J. Trump, the federal posture is simple. Safety first, enforcement always, funding conditional. Now, that formula doesn't care about party labels or press conferences, whether you're Democrat or Republican. So if you're wondering whether the story ends here, it doesn't. It spreads. California thought that it could manage the optics and avoid the reckoning, but instead, it became the warning. That's the moment California lost control, and this is why this story matters far beyond one state.